Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of D7 Toastmasters Virtual Academy. This is a standalone video. The primary purpose of this video is how to get the red check mark next to your project. This is an ongoing situation and frustration for many people. So I will take you step by step how to get that darn little red check mark to show up next to your first project, or for that matter, any project. We are looking at a live shot of Toastmasters International. In here, I'm going to the Pathways tab and entering my camp through Basecamp. Accessing Path right here on the second big blue button, logging in as member of my home club. Click the login as member. This brings me directly to Basecamp. Inside of Basecamp, you've got the 5 big blue friendly buttons in the middle, and I'm clicking on My Educational Transcript to get me into my transcript. Once I am inside the transcript, I'm going to scroll down to the path that I am using currently, which is Visionary Communication, and click the Open Curriculum button. This launches this for the first time, Visionary Communication. Just stepping into it, as you can see, the progress indicator says 0, and none of the projects have been completed anywhere. So I'm clicking the View Details for Level 1, steps me into Level 1. Icebreaker is now my first project. Click the Activate button, which then turns to Launch, and then you click the Launch button to bring up your pop-up window with the curriculum. This can often take 30 seconds to a minute to download. It is bringing all of the curriculum local to your computer from the CSOD, or Cornerstone On Demand, which is where Pathways lives for Toastmasters International. So you can see it's still spinning. And we've now opened it up. I'm going to draw this window to the middle. If you have your pop-ups disabled, or you get a message about pop-up blocker, you'll need to take care of that before being able to open this window. If you cannot see the arrows on each side of this window, resize it until you can. See, here we can see the Begin button, and I'll click the Begin. These are the arrows I'm talking about, these little chevrons on either side to move you forward and back. When it first opens up, normally you don't see those, so you can't move around through the project. Resize your window until you have access to those arrows. Once you do, you can start working through your project. For this example, I'm going to go pretty quick on this. Stepping through the first one, here's the introduction to the project, stepping right into what you're going to be doing, listing of the assignment with the project checklist. This is the assess your skills, the before and after. You do this before you give your presentation, and you do it after your presentation and compare your numbers. Answering your questions, calm and confident. Well, I could work on that. So we're going to pick 3. Understand structure. Yeah, I could learn a little bit more. Aware of my strengths. Okay, we're going to keep moving. I'm aware I need to improve my communication skills. Yes, I do. Clear communication leadership goals can always be better, and I definitely need help recognizing how this applies. So now that I've selected the answer to all those questions, I click the Submit. It's recorded my feedback numbers, and I can move on to the next part of this project by clicking the right arrow. Now, coincidentally, this drop-down arrow, you can move quickly between sections inside of your project instead of just using the arrows. But for this demonstration, I'm using arrows. Those are the competencies we learn. We get an introduction to the video about how to do icebreakers. Very good video. I encourage you to watch it, absolutely. And I encourage you to go much slower through this project than I am. By far, go much, much slower. This is your Icebreaker speech outline worksheet, which is fantastic. I really like this worksheet from working it with other speeches as well as Icebreaker. Open it up and take a look. Absolutely worthwhile. Organizing the speech, writing, preparing, let's see, rehearsing, we practice techniques, recording self, which is good, mirrors are always wonderful, and practice sessions. Timing yourself, we're moving on to the next section. Each one of these has information to look at. Relax, breathe, overcome anxiety, which is fantastic. Now this is, we fast forward the speech. Assume At this point that I have closed down the window, I have scheduled my speech with my VPE, and in fact, I'm going to close that window so you can see exactly what we do. So we're closing that window, and then we log out, take care of the speech, come back in. I am relaunching. Now, this is assuming that I've completed my speech. I am relaunching that window, which once it loads in its own window again, will load back to the exact same page that I was on when I closed the curriculum the first time. And you can see that it did. It's on the after your speech section. So now I'm click through the after my speech, read the little title bars, evaluations, review, reply, doing the assignment. Then I get, this is the evaluation, the printing the project, the work break. Worksheet is right there, and here is the assessing the skills afterwards. We're going to pick a series of numbers. Strengths, yeah, okay, in the process, I've gotten better at it. I'm aware of, yes, it's helped. I've gotten better. Clear communication and goals is somewhat much better. And yes, I am aware of how this is going to apply. Then I get the list of the before and after numbers, and then hit my right-hand button. This page right here is the end of every single project. Now we'll switch back to my educational transcript window. You can see there's no red check mark and there is no completion bar, even though I've gotten to that congratulatory window. Once you are in the congratulatory window right here, what you have to do to get the red check mark to show up is close this window. So once I hit the red X, Pathways is going to reassess itself, look at everything in the background. You see a blip as the screen regenerates itself, and now suddenly I'm at 5%, and that red check mark has shown up. That is how you get the red check mark, is make sure you get all the way to the completion page and then close the window of the pop-up. Because if you don't close the pop-up window, then Toastmasters doesn't know to reset itself, to reassess to see whether or not you've gotten there. So that is the primary way to make sure to get that red check mark. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to get them to me, and I'll put together some other videos on many different topics. Thank you again for being here. If you like the video, please indicate that you like it. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and have a wonderful evening.